guys, here we go again with another of our Evolution Consulting info updates. And this one being recorded on the 7th of November 2016. It's about 3:30. So we got about a half hour till market closes. Yeah, pretty nasty day for metals. Looks like the deal with Hillary getting investigated by the FBI, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It looks like that's kind of off the table, but 30 seconds I want to kind of do on that. Okay, and like I said, market's been really kind of, it's been kind of the forecasted reaction to the kind of back and forth that's going on there, guys. But what Comey did, the FBI director, what he did was absolutely brilliant. And I don't know if how many people realize that what he did was pretty much a stab right in the back of the Clinton campaign, okay? By not investigating, and I know this seems somewhat counterintuitive, by not investigating Hillary or saying, oh, we don't have anything, like that. Really, how did they go through 650,000 emails? Seriously, or some ridiculous number like that, all right? You'd have the evolution system. I promise you couldn't do that. All right, that's a tremendous amount of information to go through. Even to use linguistic study algos and look for keywords and key phrase linguistic patterns, that ain't going to happen in a day, okay? It's just not. But what he did was absolutely brilliant, guys. And what he did is he ensured the rage vote. Okay, if he turned around and he said, "Yep, the FBI is going to investigate Hillary," there is a portion of Trump voters that have just kind of went, "Oh, justice has been served, no need to vote." What he did was absolutely brilliant. I mean, you want to talk about a master of his craft, a master of stagecraft, or a master of political stagecraft, I should say. By not investigating Hillary, all he did was motivate more people to vote for Trump. Okay. So there's two things that are going in his favor right now. One of which is this election cycle is basically it's convicted in the court of public theater is really what it is. Okay, and then there's by the way, Trump's also running for president. So by him not moving forward with the investigation yet, all right. What he did is ensure that there would be no, oh, well, at least the FBI is investigating her, so there's no need to vote for Trump. He just pissed people off by doing that, all right, and made it so more people want to get up and go out and vote Trump. So that is, again, when you kind of look at stuff from that angle, you have to, our approach is to be very arbitrary, okay? And when you see the linguistics and you see, kind of the net effect of actions, it's all is not as it seems, all right? That's the worst thing. What he did is the worst thing that could ever happen. All he did was just piss off an already motivated voting base. Whoops. And that's the effect that it's had. I mean, we've done a couple of scans on social media, and people are just going batshit, all right, over how are they not going to investigate her? And that's the rage vote. He ensured, even more popular vote. Not that Trump needs it. Again, we're forecasting that he's a selected and chosen president for the restructure and re-architecture of the United States. Speaking of, I want to say a very sincere thank you, a very, very sincere thank you to Dr. Dave Janda. For those of you who are not familiar with his show, it is called Operation Freedoms on WAAM. They have a listen live option there. It's one of the Fox syndicated shows, or Fox syndicated radio. It's on the Fox syndicated radio network. And I was on there again, second time I was on that show yesterday, and just had one hell of an awesome time with the doctor, as I like to call him. And I want to thank him. Hopefully he's watching this personally for having me on, and hopefully the information and the insight that we shared. I was in maximum attack mode. I don't know if he did it on purpose. He had me on 2 days before the election, but it was certainly maximum attack mode, and we just tried to jam 2 hours of live radio into a half hour, and I think it was pretty successful at it. Hopefully his listeners and he enjoyed it. But we'll be back on there. We got the invite back on, guys. We'll be on January 8th. Okay, so it's looks like we're getting into regular rotation on there, but once again, thanks to Doc Jand and all his listeners, and I just had a tremendous time on there. So we put the interview up on SoundCloud. It's on our guest appearances page, and I'm going to put start putting up some of the radio interviews on YouTube, guys. I'll put it in a separate playlist. Anyway, on to the purpose of this info update video, guys. And I really, speaking of putting stuff in separate playlists, I really should put this in a separate playlist as well. Okay, and this is a bit of gratuitous self-promotion, okay? Well earned, I might add. All right, but gratuitous self-promotion nonetheless. And here's the deal, guys. We have our 2017 Grant Street Notes products up. For those of you who have not seen that, there are 5 of them. Okay, we were originally going to do only 3, but we wound up doing 5 separate reports, and they are Chaos Trading. They are the Grant Street Note Metals Guide. We have the Alternative Investments, State of Economics, as well as there's one other one that's up there as well, the Petroleum Report. All right, those 5. Okay, that along with Wirehouse and Switch and Signal, guys, and the occasional one of these that I'm going to do is going to be your access to Evolution Consulting info for 2017 and for the foreseeable future. Okay, I've made reference to it on Twitter a number of times. We do have a number of corporate contracts that we've entered into. Retainer agreements as they were, and there is some stuff that we are not allowed to talk about anymore. Okay, so all the information that we are able to legally share, okay, is going to be done so through, if you guys are into the really deep level social engineering stuff, go ahead and subscribe to Wirehouse. We're not quite sure what the format is going to be for after January 1st. All right, whether or not we go to a quarterly delivery or we do a monthly video magazine. All right, just as a heads up, guys, we put a hell of a lot of effort. We put a tremendous amount of effort into every edition of Wirehouse that goes out. It's not just sit down, open up Microsoft Word, and go, if that's good enough. Okay, we put a hell of a lot of effort into Wirehouse. Goes through multiple levels of refinement. You know, we do multiple levels of filtration because that's our reputation. That's what we do, and it's our job to know, and it's our job to be right. Okay, so the point of the story, though, you know, we're not quite sure what form. We're going to try to, you know, our intention is to continue doing Wirehouse. We just don't know in what form. If anything, you know, needs to be adjusted billing wise, guys, we'll take care of that for you. Don't worry about it. Okay, so there's that. All right, but as far as the podcasts that are up in the Grant Street Notes reports, guys, we are going to be way less active on Twitter. I just don't have the time to sit there, and our time commitments are now tremendous and elsewhere. Okay, so I don't have the time to do that stuff on a daily basis anymore. So your access to the Evolution info stuff is going to be through the paid subscription and the standalone stuff. All right, and yeah, I mean, I've been sharing information, guys, basically no cost now, or very inexpensively for freaking 4 years at this point, okay? So that being said, you know, for those of you that are watching, or those of you that may be in software development engineering, all you have to do to be an overnight success is work like a complete psychotic mechanical machine for 4 years, and presto, you're an overnight success. You know, but in terms of the Grant Street Notes reports, by the way, we did take a page out of the gaming industry. All right, you'll notice that there are pre-order buttons up there. Okay, a couple of things we got to go over there. The pre-order buttons, it's 25% off, guys. So if you want to purchase the Grant Street Notes, all right, you can get them for $75 a pop. If you want to purchase more than one, email us. Okay, we're capitalists, but we're not greedy. All right. You know, we do realize that the information we share, I mean, if you look at the 2016 Grant Street Notes guides, I'm sure there's some folks that bought it out there that made a fortune, and that's exactly what it's designed to do. All right, it's a win-win situation. We get to be right, you guys get to make a fortune, you know, and that's, you know, you're helping us, you know, establish a track record of accuracy for the evolution system. So better than that, it doesn't get. That's how it's supposed to work, guys. All right, so with that being said, you know, in terms of if you'd like to pre-order, please do. If you want to order more than one of them, all right, email us. All right, we'll do a deal. In terms of the podcast and stuff, those will be released, by the way, the Grant Street Notes, but they'll all be delivered December 1st. Okay, on or about December 1st. All right, so depending upon where we are in the edit, it might be a couple of days, you know, past that. And again, it's a tremendous amount of information. The podcasts are not available. The audio and the video podcasts are not available for pre-order, guys. Those are going to be up when we do them. All right, and we have to sit down and do some editing work on that. So again, those will be released on or about. It should be right around December 1st. Right, we won't have all the stuff out before the new year. But with that, my guys, again, visit the website, take a look. We have our new interview up with Dr. Jan. It was really just a great interview. I mean, the guy really is a professional. I don't know how to put that any other way. I've done a hell of a lot of alt news, and that's not anything against the other guys in alt news or anything, but they're, you know, Doc's in a league of his own. All right, and I'm looking forward to going back on his show on the 8th. All right, just had a great time. Really, I mean, talk about a radio host, and it was wind me up and turn me loose. All right, and that's kind of what we did. So it was enjoyable for me. With that being said, guys, again, that's going to be your access really to the evolution stuff. Is going to be certainly Wirehouse and Switch and Signal, which you guys, if you haven't subscribed to Switch and Signal, I advise you do. All right, we've been you got to be patient with some of those plays, but if you go back and you look at our recommendations to price action, price performance, we boned a trade here and there, but guess what? So is any other system. All right, but our record of winners to losers is I want to go at this point, I'm going to say fairly unmatched. But with that being said, guys, as always, if you'd like to email us, it's usually over there somewhere, and there it is. Nice shit. info@evolutionconsulting.world. info@evolutionconsulting.world. If you'd like to email us, guys, if you want to follow along on Twitter, again, we are not going to be as active on there anymore, because our time commitments are elsewhere, okay? And that's not a slight to any of our Twitter followers. You guys have been awesome. All right. At Evo_consultants, at Evo_consultants. If you'd like to follow along, guys, get your popcorn ready. Tomorrow's big day, election day, the great American shit show every 4 years. Let's see what happens this time. Again, forecasting a Trump win, but it is definitely Jiffy Pop and gin and tonic time in my world. So, guys, as always, be good. Everything really is a transaction.